First up, the big story we're tracking today. The Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi has been killed in a helicopter crash in the mountainous region near the Azerbaijan border. The charred wreckage of the helicopter, which crashed on Sunday carrying Raisi and 8 others, was found over 12 hours later after an overnight search in extreme weather conditions, with the Iranian Red Crescent Society releasing the first video of the crash site this morning. The Iranian state television has reported no survivors were found at the location. In a video shared by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard search and rescue team were seen studying a map and GPS as they tried to locate President Ebrahim Raisi's helicopter, which went missing in a fog-shrouded mountain area of northwest Iran. Now, the Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian was also among the 9 people on board the chopper that crashed. The IRC has said over 70 search and rescue teams are deployed in the rescue operation. Several countries, including Turkey, Russia and Azerbaijan, have assisted Iran in the search operations. Now, late Sunday night, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps announced that they had detected the exact location of the crash after receiving a signal from the helicopter and the mobile phone of one of the crew members. A Turkish drone used in operations live streamed the moments of the search and rescue. Then the Iranian authorities identified a 2-kilometer radius for the crash site in the Dizmar forest area, but poor weather and low visibility complicated the search efforts, it seems. Now, President Raisi and the Foreign Minister Amir Abdullahian were returning to Iran after inaugurating a dam on Iran's border with Azerbaijan. The helicopter carrying the president lost contact while 2 other choppers in the convoy arrived at their destinations safely. For more on this, we're now being joined by Dr. Tawhid Asadi, who is the adjunct professor at the University of Tehran, who joins us now live from Tehran. And Dr. Asadi, thanks very much indeed for talking to us this afternoon. Terrible news coming in from Iran, a real tragedy for the country now. But now that it is confirmed that the Iranian president has indeed died, what is the line of succession? Who takes over? What happens next in Iran?
Well, first of all, let me begin with expressing my condolences to the families of those people who lost their beloveds in this crash, and also all the Iranians who are saddened and shocked by this incidents. And secondly, getting back to your question, I think based on the Iranian constitution, the procedure that is going to be taken is quite clear. The constitution has set a transparent process for such a situation in which the vice president becomes the interim president and takes the responsibilities of the office for less than 2 months, 50 days, literally, and then he is supposed to run the country. And at the same time, there is a council consisting of the vice president as well as the head of judiciary and parliament, who are responsible for formulation of a new election. Right. At the end of the day, a new president is going to be elected for 4 years. This is the entire
yes, so that's the technicality of it, the process in which this will happen. But nonetheless, Raisi was a tall figure, and therefore it is a huge loss for Iran. Who replaces him is the big question going forward. Any speculation on that? And Raisi was known to be close to Khomeini. He was also likely to succeed him, many believe, and of course had a mixed legacy as well, one that took on the US and its allies, but domestically was very stringent on morality laws and so on.
Well, the truth is that President Raisi was very close to the establishment, the political establishment, the religious establishment, and he had a huge amount of influence in the political system of Iran. But concerning the question that you asked, I think the country at the time being is pretty much shocked by the event that took place last night. And of course, it's a little bit early to talk about any sort of power competition or etc. Now, what we see here in Tehran is that in a very wide spectrum from right to left, everybody is shocked and saddened and touched by this event. I think it's a little bit early to talk about who is going to let's say, be the next president. At least we have to wait for a couple of weeks to see what takes place. At the time being, I think the entire country is thinking about the huge loss that they have faced. You remember, it's not the first time that one of Iran's presidents is getting, is passed away. It has a history. One of the previous presidents, Rejai, was assassinated. But this time, this is unprecedented because at the same time, the country has lost another key figure who is the foreign minister. And let's just not ignore the influential role of the foreign minister. He was the person who had very exceptional relations with the Arab world, with the neighboring countries, and he was one of the pioneers of this new paradigm of foreign policy in Iran on the basis of focusing more on regional countries, on neighboring countries, and Arab world. So I'm strongly convinced that this is the mindset to which we have Iran. Yeah, just one sentence if I may. This is just a consensus. Therefore, my anticipation is that we're not going to see a paradigm shift in grand strategies of Iran, but still, these are big losses which could not be recovered this soon.
Right, those are very important points you're making. Of course, the foreign minister was also on that helicopter that's crashed and had important regional, role to play as well. And of course, there will be implications of this going forward on what kind of relationship Iran will have with its own regional players, the kind of tensions that are happening at the moment in the region. But you are in Tehran. What more do we know about the chopper crash and what exactly happened? Any more details that are coming in?
Well, for the first hours, for 14, 15 hours, there was just an atmosphere of uncertainty because of the fact that the weather and this geographical situation was hard to be reached. It made everything very complicated. So up until just, let's say, 10, 12 hours after the incident, almost no one was exactly aware of what took place. But and then people started to go to public squares and mosques saying prayers, regardless of their political affiliations, either from left side or right side. Everybody was worried about the health condition of the president. And after the news was announced and officially confirmed, now this is the day of that in the country. We have 5 morning enough.
Right.
And this is our atmosphere.
Right, Dr. Tauhid Asadi, who is the adjunct professor at the University of Tehran. Thanks very much indeed for joining us this afternoon and sharing your thoughts on this extremely tragic and unfortunate news that's coming in from Iran at the moment, where the president and the foreign minister both have died in a helicopter crash.
Thank you very much for having me.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.